Hello, students. Today we are again here with a very interesting poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo. Now, this poem, which is written by Edward Lear, this is written by Edward Lear. Now, the poet Edward Lear wants to give us a very important message that if if someone is having a quality if someone is having a quality and the other is deprived of that quality, then we should help them. And we should also learn. We should also learn to praise others. We should also learn to appreciate others. We shouldn't be jealous of others. So, the poet Edward Lear gives us a very important message through this poem. The two central characters of this poem is the duck and the kangaroo. And the duck has not got the ability to hop, whereas the kangaroo has. So the duck requests the kangaroo to please, he says, please let me or please take me on a pleasure trip. The kangaroo was not very much happy because he had some problem. We will read in this poem when we will go through this. But he agrees to help. So, this is what we humans should have. If we have not got the quality of appreciating others, we can't be a good human being. So, here we see the two central characters, the duck and the kangaroo. They both have they show two virtues, two important virtues. The duck appreciates the quality of kangaroo, whereas the kangaroo helps the duck because he knows that the duck is deprived of the quality of hopping. So let's start the poem. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. So the opening lines spoken by duck says to the kangaroo, the duck is appreciating. See, you can see here in this line, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you would never stop. My life," he compares the kangaroo's life to us. And he says, "My life is a bore. I feel boring in this nasty pond, nasty which is not too good in condition, gandasa. And I long," here long means I wish to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you. Kash hum tumhari tarah hop karte," said the duck to the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack. Please, if you'll help me to roam this world around, if you'll take me on a long pleasure trip, it will be very good for me. I'm not going to disturb you. I would sit quite still and say nothing but just quack." And the duck says, "The whole of the long day through, we would go to the Dee and Jelly Boli. These two are the places' names, the imaginary places. The imaginary places where the duck and the kangaroo wants to go. Actually, the duck. Over the land and over the sea, please take me on a ride. Oh, do," said the duck to the kangaroo. So, I'm not going to disturb you. I will just sit quiet. I will just sit quite still. I'll be quiet. I am not going to disturb you. The whole of the day, long day through, we would go to D and Jelly Boli. These two are the imaginary places. Now the kangaroo replies, said the kangaroo to the duck. This requires a little reflection, means straight away, I can't say yes to you or I can't say no to you. It requires a little reflection. I need to think over it. Perhaps on the whole, it might bring me luck. It might be possible that you prove in this trip, this pleasure trip, or you prove lucky to me. But, and there seems but one objection. I have one objection. The kangaroo says, I have one objection. What is the objection? Which is, if you let me speak so bold. If you let me speak so bold, means the two are friends. And if someone is uh, just jotting down or noting down something of a friend, he or she will not feel good. So he's saying, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. Because the whole day you are in the pond, your feet is wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Rheumatism is the short form of rheumatism. Rheumatism is a disease in which we get pains in the joints, and joint pains, especially. Rheumatism, as you can see here in the screen. Rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely. Duck is saying, oh, that's the problem? Then that problem. I have thought about it. And I have bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. Worsted socks means woolen socks, which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock. So woolen socks also, and a clock also. This clock. Clock, as you can see here in the screen. An overcoat, and every day a cigar I'll smoke. A cigar is a bit thicker than cigarettes. All to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. So, if that is the problem, if that is the objection that you are facing, I am ready with that objection. So, I have bought woolen socks, not one or two, but 4 pairs of woolen socks, which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, an overcoat. And every day, a cigar I'll smoke to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. So you will not have, if that is the objection, then I have a solution, said the kangaroo. Then I am ready, okay? All in the moonlight pale. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy? Oh, who? As the duck and the kangaroo. So here the question, the poet leaves a question for us. That who so happy? Who is so happy? The duck or the kangaroo? So the two important virtues of life is being taught by Edward Lear to we readers. That if we are having some quality, we should help them. And the same, if someone is deprived of some quality, है ना? If someone is deprived of some quality and they know that the other one is having that quality, they should have the quality, or they must have the quality of appreciating others, praising others. Because duck is fascinated by the kangaroo's ability to hop, very much fascinated from one place to another. So the duck is seen to have a very positive and an appreciative nature in the poem. Rather than being jealous of the kangaroo's skills, the duck praises and is willing to seek his help to be able to enjoy the world, to enjoy the whole world, to roam about the world. And the kangaroo is also he's being too humble, है ना? And he's willing to help the duck and offer him a glimpse of world outside the pond. So these things we should learn from it. Okay, so thank you, students.